Welcome to Toffee TV. It is the Starting 11 show. Everton versus Wolves at Goodison Park. Premier League football returns. And I bet you're all excited sitting there eating your Christmas dinner. Can't wait to get back to Goodison Park for our first outing for a few weeks. Well, it's been, 6 weeks since we've been at Goodison. So here we go. Let's get into it. In goal, Jordan Pickford. He returned straight back into the team, no issues. Obviously, being the World Cup for England, done very, very well, and he's back playing for Everton. I'm sure he'd be on top of the world with that news, but no, he'd be. I'm sure he's ready to go, ultra professional, and he's ready to get back into the swing of things. Back four, at right back, Nathan Patterson, who was just returning to the first team when the break came. Still looked a little bit rusty at the time, but obviously went to Australia with the Everton team and has played in the behind closed doors games and all that kind of thing. So no issues there whatsoever, and hopefully he gets back to the form he was in just before he got that injury for Scotland. He was absolutely flying, and he was really helping Everton get up the pitch. And obviously, you know, if you go back to like the Merseyside derby and the West Ham game, he was so important in those games. You know, gives us that little bit of pace at the back, can be influential going forward as well. So important we get him back playing and back in form and back fit. So him on the right hand side. That left back, Vitaly Mykolenko, obviously had to go off last time we played against Bournemouth. Suffered a bit of a head injury when they scored their second goal, but obviously will be ready to go. Obviously solid defensive player. Need to get more out of him going forward if possible. Give us that extra little bit going forward, crosses and even just overlapping, so he's in at left back. Obviously the centre-back situation, James Tarkowski will start the game, who's probably been our best centre-back this season, might have been maybe our best player overall this season, but obviously there has to be a change next to him. Connor Cody can't play in this game because obviously it's against his parent club. It's an interesting one this, because we have got available Michael Keane, Mason Holgate, Ben Godfrey is back as well. He's played games for the under-21s. So, but I'm going to go for Yerry Mina because I think, number one, I think he's still one of our best defenders. We can't rely on him. I get that, and he'll leave at the end of the season if not January. But I think for a one-off game against a team that don't score a lot of goals, that don't have a lot of pace, that will rely on set pieces and Jimenez, I think it's important to have someone like Yerry in there. So, yeah, I'd start Yerry Mina. Again, look, I think he played against Bournemouth, didn't he? And wasn't great in the cup game, but I think in a pretty much a one-off game, I think he'll be fine alongside James Tarkowski, he's who I'd go for. I know a lot of people like go for Godfrey because of the pace, but I don't think Godfrey's. I think then it is all about the pace, and I think I could actually see Frank Lampard looking at Ben Godfrey as being a left back in some games when he needs the pace. Even in a game like this, if Traore was starting on the right, you might look at Ben Godfrey and think I'll play him left back. Where he done well for us last season, and certainly the season before, where he really broke through. So, but for me, it's going to be Yerry Mina. Ahead of them in midfield, I think we need the midfield going back to what we had against Crystal Palace. So that means Onana sitting in a deeper role next to Garner. I think recently, or just before the break, Onana was playing in a higher position. I just couldn't understand why he was playing there. I think he's a number 6. He likes to get the ball, take the ball, break up the play, and that's it in front of the back four. He's still raw, but that's his position. He's gonna progress by playing games in that position. I think having Garner next to him and allowing Garner then to go and press, and we've seen in the World Cup with Garner, he's a lot better player than people give him credit for. And with Senegal, he played a lot higher, and he's got it. And I think he likes to get on the ball and when he's not on the ball, sorry, he likes to press. He likes to go out and meet the player. If you're playing a number 6, you can't do that. You've got to have your discipline. You've got to have your positional discipline. And I think that's where Onana will sit. And I think those two in a double pivot, that's where it would work better for us. So I'm going to have those two in there. Of course, James Garner is injured probably till February as well. So whereas he was knocking on the door before the break, that's not happening now. Ahead of them, Alex Iwobi. Hopefully he starts where he left off in terms of assists. He needs to add goals to his game. But he's been our best attacking player this season, hasn't he? Ahead of them, on the left-hand side, I'm going to go for Anthony Gordon. And these two could probably play on either side, but him on the left and Damari Gray on the right. Gordon, who's just about to sign a new contract, done well in Australia, scored the other day against Villa. He's got to get himself going. He really has got to get himself going. He is, so far this season, he's just wandered, if that makes sense. He hasn't really done anything. He scored 3 goals. He's still our top goal scorer. But he hasn't done enough. He needs to really start doing more. He just hasn't had enough of his game. He just hasn't showed enough of the touches or the pace or the tenacity. He's got to start showing more. Otherwise, people will ask questions. He is young. He will be up and down. But so far this season, I personally think he's been very, very poor. And on the other side, Damari Gray, who finished he did score at Bournemouth in the cup game, but in the league game he was abysmal. He's still technically our most dangerous attacker in terms of running with the ball and making things happen. But he's got to find more consistency. His work rate isn't great defensively, so he's got to have more going forward. But there isn't a lot to choose from, and this is where we've got to get better in January. And up front, the manager himself has said Dominic Calvert-Lewin it would be tight. If it's tight, then I don't see the point in starting him, because he'll pick up an injury, and then he'll be out for another set of games. I think it's better to just let him settle down again. Maybe be on the bench as just someone you look at, or someone Wolves players look at. Leave him out the City game and bring him back for the Brighton game. That's the way I'd do it, but they'll know. They'll have all the information. But if you bring him back and he's not fit and he gets injured, that's the kind of things that will turn fans against you. If you're not doing your best to look after players. So Mopai will start up front. Again, an area of the pitch we have to strengthen. Sure, Tom Cannon be on the bench. Obviously, Rondon's now gone. So we are short on numbers. Everton have to go out and buy players, and quickly, very quickly. At least before the Southampton game. So, yeah, there you go. That's my starting 11 for the Boxing Day game against Wolves at Goodison Park. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. Who would you go for this game? Don't forget to check out our match preview as well. That is up on YouTube, and there you go. So make sure give this video a like, subscribe if you haven't already. If you want more great videos, join us over on Toffee TV Premier. The link in the description, and it'll be on the screen in a moment as a QR code that you scan with your phone. Thanks for watching. See you later.